How you doing, everyone? It's Brian here at the YTCSC YouTube Celtic Supporters Club. Back on with another video looking ahead to tomorrow's massive Glasgow derby against Rangers at Celtic Park, and also with a wee eye at Fir Park later on, hoping Motherwell can do us a favour, but we can't let other teams kind of do our work for us. So, yeah, hope we're all well. Saturday, the 9th of May. Let's look back on the week and look ahead to tomorrow's game against the Huns. Let's do it. So yeah, we started the week with the Player of the Year awards. Double T Hilton in Glasgow last Sunday. Good to see the club honouring the brightest and the best across the B team, the academy, and the women's team. Big winners on the night were Benjamin Negrin for the men's team. He got Player of the Year and also top goal scorer. I don't think anybody can argue with that one. Let us know in the comments if you think there's any other contenders for Player of the Year in the men's team. He also was top goal scorer. I know he divides opinions sometimes. He kind of drifts in and out of games. He's maybe not that kind of big presence on the field, but without a doubt, his goals and assists have been massive for us across a lot of our games this season. So well done to Benjamin Negrin on his two awards. The women's player of the year was Morgan Cross, and the women's top goal scorer of the year was Saoirse Noonan. Academy player of the year was young Hayden Borland, picking up award, and the goal of the season for the women's was Maria McInerney world record against Hibs. Literally 3 seconds, 4 seconds, straight from the kickoff. Unbelievable goal, unbelievable checkers, as they say. Men's goal of the season was Yang's opener against Rangers in the unfortunate 3-1 defeat when we had Wilf Nancy in the dugout. So yeah, great to see, and hopefully more silverware to come. Also, we saw the launch of the new next season's kit, which was unveiled ahead of the release next Thursday, the 14th. As we all know, the kit celebrates the 60th anniversary of the Lisbon Lions, and it was a lovely kit, beautiful, nice gold accents around the badge, gold trim on the Adidas free stretch as well. But let's be real, the prices have attracted some criticism from the fans, with the men's and women's authentic kit costing £120 and £75 just for the standard top. Junior kits costing 60 quid. Just my opinion, but that's pretty expensive. You got a family of a couple of boys or whatever, you're a good 250 quid without adding in shorts and all the rest of it. Bit tone deaf in the current climate of kind of cost of living, and also with the Not Another Penny campaign across some fan groups, and also board a criticism not spending the already massive cash reserves that we have. So yeah, I thought that was yeah, I understand maybe the club can't dictate the total price, etc. But come on, 120 quid for for a top authentic kit? Yeah, not for me. A club that was kind of built on helping the poor and etc. I know things have moved on, but yeah, let's be honest, that is far too expensive, in my opinion. I know a lot of fans across the world will buy it, and also we want to celebrate the Lisbon Lions because they are our greatest ever team. But yeah, 120 quid for a tap is a bit steep. Let us know what you think in the comments, boys and girls. What do you think? Is it justified, or do you think that's a bit way too expensive? Yeah, let us know in the comments. Just a bit too dear for myself. Also, some other news coming out today. The SFA KMI panel have looked at the decisions against Hibs in the 2-1 victory, and surprise, surprise, they have agreed that the on-field decision not to award a penalty for Josh Campbell's challenge on Ben Negrin in the second half. The panel came out and said that they unanimously agreed that the on-field decision was incorrect. The panel highlighted VAR should have intervened to recommend an on-field review, and a penalty should have been awarded. No shit, Sherlock. Everybody in their granny could have seen it was a penalty, but once again, inconsistency in decisions. ambiguity on when a review is there and when a review should not be. That's what will always frustrate fans of Celtic. We see Douglas Ross. I mentioned it in my last video. It looks as if he was a electric shock through his arm when he flung that up. It wasn't even up with the play. So yeah, that's what you get from the Scottish Football Association. Unfortunately, Trooks, we all know that. Manager had his press conference yesterday as well, and he mentioned that young Callum Osmond has been training well, played 45 minutes with the B team, and he also mentioned that he could play a part in the squad against Rangers tomorrow. Really, really happy for Callum Osmond. I think he's a Cranley player. I thought he was desperately unlucky to pull his hamstring after the cup semi-final against, in the aftermath of the following game against Rangers when he was breaking into the squad. So hopefully he's come back stronger and will be able to play a small part in the remaining 3 games that we have. 4 games including the cup final. So yeah, so fingers crossed for Callum Osmond that he doesn't have any reoccurrence of the injury issues that he had been something I had suffered with the hamstring. Also, good to see CCV back in training. Manager mentioned that they're kind of having to rein him in a wee bit. He must be busting to get back into the squad. And what if we had him and AJ and the rest of the players, Jota, may have been a completely different season. So yeah, good to see the players coming back and hopefully they can play a little part in what's left of the season. Another disappointing news, Big Sam, Thomas Fankara, has come out with a statement thanking Celtic, thanking the fans as unfortunately his season's over. He's ruptured his abductor. So yeah, I like Big Tam, thought he done well, but he didn't kick on. He was good in the hold up play, but yeah, he was a good striker for us, helping us out and with certain goals and the big penalty against Rangers to win the quarter final. Ibrox will be his lasting legacy, I think. Not too sure if we'll bring him in full time or bring him in again. But yeah, best of luck to big Thomas Kvankara and his future endeavours, and I hope he does well in his career going forward. So yeah, unfortunate, unfortunate for Big Tam as well, but it is what it is. We've got some players coming back. Alistair Johnson, who looked good last week, and hopefully he'll be pushing for a starting place. Not too sure what's happening with Hatate. Bernardo, I saw an article, I think it was on Celtic here, about Bernardo. It made me kind of go, totally forgot he's been out the picture completely. So yeah, so I'm not too sure what's happening with Bernardo. Also Hatate as well. I don't think he's played for about a month. He's sat on the bench ever since. When we came back against Rangers 2-2, he came off the bench and made the difference. And I've saw a few channels asking like what's going on, why we've not got Hatate there, because when he's on his game, he does really, really well for us. But it seems to be Engels, McGregor, and Nygren as the starting midfielders. So yeah, bit of a weird one. Midfield engine room is the kind of area of the pitch that our games are won and lost. So yeah, I wonder what's went on there behind the scenes. If Anil just doesn't fancy him, or if he's maybe not training well, or if he's spat the dummy. I know he's had that before, where his body language looks terrible or whatever. So yeah, bit of a head scratcher with Hatate and also Bernardo. If we see McCowan getting a new contract, then is he the one going to stay with Celtic going forward, and Bernardo and Hatate and all that are going to get binned. So yeah, bit of a weird one when you've got a limited squad. We need to try and utilise as much of your players as possible. They are still Celtic players. We are still paying their wages, and you want them to kind of contribute. So yeah, bit of a strange one in terms of the midfield side of things. Let us know in the comments what you think, people. If you think Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney and the rest of the management staff are making the right decisions with our playing squad. Yeah, yeah, bit of a weird one. So yeah, moving on to tomorrow. Tomorrow is absolutely massive. Tomorrow we play Rangers 12:30, I think, 12 noon, Celtic Park. As we've mentioned before, I've mentioned before, sorry, every single game is a must-win game. We must win, we must score, we must score goals. We need to keep chipping away the goal difference, but the points is all that matters. Hearts beating Rangers on Monday, in my opinion, killed them all stone dead. You saw the fallout, you saw the meltdown on the phone-ins, etc. Danny Rose not good enough. Danny Rowe this, Danny Rowe that, and it's clear. You know, if it wasn't for us shooting ourselves in the foot, shooting ourselves in both feet by employing Wilfred Nancy for 8 games, then it would probably be a completely different situation. We would probably be at the top. We would probably be clear. We would have it in our own hands, in our own destiny. But yeah, you see how that decision plays out at the end of the season. But yeah, we go into the game and confident. You know what I mean? We're of kind of 4 or 5 games undefeated. We are looking semi-strong at the back. You know, the Hibs goal was a penalty, sorry, a handball that shouldn't have been. The KMI panel didn't mention that. They didn't, you know, they agreed with the on-field decision, which is mental. But we go into the game confident. Our opposition not so much. 2 games since the split, 2 defeats, beat Motherwell 3-2 at Ibrox and then beat 2-1 with Hearts at Tynecastle. So we go into that match, in my opinion, more confident. We should be. We're at home. A full complement of fans. The Rangers fans will have their allocation, minus the Union Bears, which they'll probably use as an excuse if they don't win the game. But yeah, massive, massive game. We need to win. We need to come out with a great performance, not not let them in at all. But the last time they played us at Celtic Park, they beat us 3-1, but that's when we had Nancy and we, you know, what we did, what their manager has been accused of, not making changes at halftime. So yeah, so I'm hoping for a big victory tomorrow. I'm going to stick my neck out and go for 3-1 Celtic. Another 2 goals ahead of our goal difference. I'm hoping Motherwell and Hearts play out a dull 0-0 draw, or Motherwell get the victory. Stephen Welsh, Agent Welsh, do us a favour at Fir Park tonight. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for your time. Thanks for helping us out. Like us on Instagram, like us on TikTok, follow the channel, share, subscribe. Help us out. Try to get some more subscribers on the YouTube and get some more Celtic content out there. All the best. Hail, hail. Celtic, let's go!